So, you're not the only one that's hurting. This morning, I reached out to someone, and I guess in a way, um, no, there is no guessing. I, I guess you could say I was being manipulative because they didn't respond. They'd read my messages and wouldn't respond. Read my messages, wouldn't respond. Finally, like, well, I take this. You don't want to be with, be around me, whatever. Uh, I'll pray for God for you. And she wrote back, and it was this long, long, drawn out thing, basically putting me in my place. You see, whether you know it or not, I was abused growing up. And between the abuse and the trauma that created, I don't know if I can say words like that on here, but as a child, I was emotionally, verbally, mentally abused, as well as my stepfather would show me that he loved me, if you know what I mean. I don't know if I can say that S word on here or not, so I'm trying not to. Um, and it made a big impact, because that was the only love way I knew how to do. And so I became the town SLUT because I didn't know any better. I didn't know what I didn't know. And that has impacted my life ever since. So she reminded me that not everything is about me. And I really try hard not to assume that. But this time I did. I thought she was mad at me. Come to find out, she has her own demons that she's dealing with. Now, for those of you that struggle daily with past trauma, anxiety, depression, PTSD, CPTSD, the complexity of it, right, really isn't talked about all that much. Now, I am not healed. And I really don't think I will ever be healed. There is no rope to jump over it. There is no bridge that you can build to get over any of that stuff. It is stuff that you have to push through every single day. And some days are harder than others. But you've got to find your why. Why am I still here? Why does this matter? Right? You still need to find that for you to keep going, because there's always a reason to keep going. Whether it's you have children, like she's got small kids, and that's her why. That's why she keeps going. That's why she keeps fighting every day. Or maybe, just maybe, you have other reasons to live. Whatever your reasons are, keep that why close to your heart and keep pushing through. No, I've never met her in person. And I found out recently that 90% of the time, and I mean 90% of the time, my own grandchildren don't watch my other YouTube channel called Mammy's Corner, MAMIES Corner. And that kind of hurts. And I'm like, why even bother doing it, right? And I knew that her littles used to watch it. I don't know if they still do or not. And I thought, hey, wouldn't it be great, since I'm going to be in that area, that we could meet up? And that's why I reached out to her. And I didn't hear anything. And for a brief moment, all the rejection I felt growing up, including from family members to this day, with her not responding, I just felt that rejection. and it hurts. And so in a manipulative way, I guess you could say, I said, well, I guess you want nothing to do with me. I'm sorry for that. Sorry you feel that way. It's the worst thing any of us could do. And I am guilty of doing that. I am not perfect by any means. For those of you that don't know, I also go through a lot of pain, emotional pain, pain of feeling forgotten, pain of families distancing themselves from me. And keeping silent about it because really, what's to do? There's really no fixing it. There's really nothing anyone can do, right? And I created Mammy's Corner because our youngest child moved away with the grandkids. And I wanted them to not forget me. And so I reached out to her because I wanted to feel just a little bit of joy of having some children that loved watching my Mammy's Corner bring just a little bit of hope and joy. And maybe connect with her. Maybe her and I could connect better, talk. But she didn't respond. And I admit, again, I'm not perfect. I took it personally. The doubts. Am I being rejected? Right? Today she finally responded. I mean, she didn't lash out. Don't get me wrong. She didn't lash out. She didn't ignore me. She just reminded me as gently as she could that I'm not the only one that's going through hard things. And she opened up about a lot of the stuff that she's going through. And all I could do was just sit here just stunned and actually mortified at myself because I know that people go through things. And I shouldn't have taken it personally. I hadn't seen it. I hadn't even asked how she was doing. So that's a shame on me. Sometimes when our pain is loud, it drowns out the pain of others. And sometimes we're just so deep in our own survival mode that we kind of forget that other people are going through similar things. Maybe not the exact same thing, but similar things. And talking with her, I had like this slap across the face. No, she didn't do it. It was like my own slap across the face type deal, that people always hide what they're truly feeling. Because one, they probably don't want to bring others down. Two, they don't want others to know. Maybe a three, where they don't know how to explain themselves, right? And hold on, sorry. I want to turn my phone off. I don't want any more beepings. So with her message to me, it was just a quiet message, just by someone who was barely holding it together herself. And if you can understand that, if you can relate to that, will you put prayer in the comments to let us know that you're praying for her, that you're praying for yourself, that you're praying for all of us? Because I'm praying for every one of you. So just because I'm hurting, just because I'm not fully healed, and I will never be fully healed, y'all. Never. Not with everything that I have. The past trauma, the child abuse, the first husband abuse, right? All of it with him. And I mean all of it. going through all that, but you can work through it. And it's a daily struggle. Some days are better than others. So I want to come on here and I want to use this as like a reflection for all of us. Let us lead our lives with grace. Let's stop assuming that people are doing the best they can. And let's start helping them live the best they can. Let's try to remember that pain can look like they're happy. You know that fake facade that we can put on, right? Let's remember that it doesn't always speak up. The pain doesn't. It's always there. I still hurt. I'm pretty sure a lot of people still hurt. I just wish people would just show up more. So now that I know with her, I just want to say to her, thank you for the reminder. You really didn't owe me anything, but you did give me the gift of perspective again. And anyone who's watching this, who feels forgotten, who feels overwhelmed or unseen, please know you're not alone. We're all working through something, and maybe, just maybe, the most healing that we can do is to hold each other in kindness and love and forgiveness, even when we don't understand the full story. Because sometimes they can't tell the whole story. And that's right here is what this right here is all about. I'm not here to tell stories. It's not for fun. It's for healing. One tiny step at a time is the reason that I named it that now. This is the reason why I created the Heal and Rise workshop that is free, coming up on May 31st at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you're interested in joining the workshop, please remember I'm not perfect. I make mistakes. And I'm hoping that I can learn from these mistakes. And I'm hoping that I can help each of you learn from your own mistakes and help you with your healing. I can't heal you. I can only help you. But if you're interested, put link in the comments and I will give you the link that you can join the free live Heal and Rise workshop that's coming up on Saturday, May 31st. Remember, you're not forgotten. You are not alone. God loves you, and so do I. And thank you for watching this. And to the woman that reminded me to be as human as possible to other people and to be kinder, I am sorry. I'm going to pray for each and every single one of you. May God be with us all.